Hey everyone, welcome to second section of Webpack series. In last section, we understood what is Webpack and why do we need it. In this section, we will learn some of the core concepts of Webpack and how to use them to bundle our application. So let's get started. Some of the core concepts of Webpack are mode, entry, output, plugins, and loaders. These are good enough to get started with Webpack. We will see the role of each of these properties. There are multiple ways to use Webpack. We can use it on CLI, we have Node API, and we can create config files in our project. We will be seeing one example of CLI and mostly working with Webpack config files. So, what does Webpack config file consist of? Webpack config file will export an object. Within this object, we will provide our config. First property we will be seeing is mode. Mode tells how Webpack bundle should be optimized. By setting mode to production, we get more optimized build file. We can set mode to other two values as well, that is development and none. During our development process, we can set the mode to development. That helps in debugging process. We can set the value to none if we want to opt out of any optimization done by Webpack. Let's move on to the next property. We have entry property. This tells Webpack from where to begin the bundle process. We need to provide the path of the file which will kickstart our application. Next, we have output property. With the help of output property, we can tell Webpack where to emit the created bundle files. We can provide the file name and also the path where the bundle file needs to be collected. Then we have plugins. Plugins hook into Webpack build process and perform some task. Plugins are classes. We can use them by creating a new instance of that class. Here we are using HTML Webpack plugin. We will see how this HTML Webpack plugin works later in this video. And at last we have loaders. Webpack understands only .js files. It fails to process any non-JS files like CSS files and TypeScript files. So with the help of loaders, we can provide some instructions to Webpack as rule to use some loaders when it is processing some non-JS files. With the help of test property, I can match the file on which I want to do some processing. And with the help of use property, I can apply those loaders. Here, CSS loader helps in converting the CSS files into a module, and then style loader will inject these styles into the DOM. Now, we have got some knowledge on how to write Webpack config file. Let's jump on to VS Code and try to implement them in a simple application. I'll open the terminal. I'll initialize the project by saying npm init --y. Package.json file is created. Next, I will say npm install -d webpack and webpack-cli. These two packages are good enough to get started. Installation is done. In package.json file, I can see two dev dependencies, that is Webpack and Webpack-CLI. I will create a new folder named src. Inside src, I'll create a new file, name it index.js. Here, I write some JavaScript code, that is const button equal to document dot create element of button, then button dot inner text equal to hey there, and then I'll say document dot body dot append child of button to show this on the document. In package.json file, I'll remove this test script. I'll add a new one. I'll name it build. And this will run webpack command. I'll open my terminal and run npm run build. We get a message saying webpack has compiled with one warning. And that warning is mode option has not been set. And we need to set them to development or production. There is also a new dist folder created. Inside that, have main.js. Let me format this. This is the bundled file emitted by Webpack. I can see the code which I just wrote has been transformed into something. If you look at this closely, our code is wrapped by a parenthesis, and there is one more set of parentheses at the end. This is nothing but an immediately invoked function expression, also called as ify. Let's see how ify works. In my browser, I'll open the console. I'll write a function named message that will print hello on the console. I will invoke this function by saying message and parenthesis. I can see the output. Now I'll copy this function, wrap it with the parenthesis, and append one more set of parentheses at the end. If I execute this will be executed immediately. Webpack does same thing. It takes our code and make them as an ify, so that when we load this file in the browser, our code is executed immediately. In package.json file, I'll pass mode option in my build command to remove the warning by saying webpack -- space -- mode space production. Now I'll rerun the webpack build. Build is successful without any warning. I'll remove this mode from CLI and let's create a new file named webpack.config.js. Here I'll say module.exports equal to an object. In this object, I'll set mode to production. Let's run this again to check if everything is fine. Nice, it works fine. So now we are running the webpack through a config file. Now I'll rename the index to new-index.js file. Let's rerun the build and see what happens. I get an error and the error says can't resolve ./src. That's because we renamed our root file. Let's go to webpack config. I'll add a new property named entry. Here I'll provide the path to our new entry file, that is new-index.js. Let's rerun the build now. It is compiled successfully. Our new entry path is source/new-index.js. Our output file is named as main.js. I will delete this file. In our Webpack config, I'll add a new property, that is output, and file name equal to bundle.js. Let's rerun the build. The output file has been renamed to bundle.js. Let's rename the folder as well. In config file, I'll add a new property named path and provide absolute path. I can make use of process.cwd to get the current working directory and append /bundle to it. This will create new folder named bundle and emit our bundled.js file there. Let's rerun the build command in our terminal. Our output folder is named as bundle now. Let's run this bundle.js file in the browser. To do that, we will install a new Webpack plugin, that is HTML Webpack plugin. I'll say npm install -d. Note that we need to say -d because it's a dev dependency space html-webpack-plugin. I will import this plugin in my config file. At the top of the file, I'll say const html webpack plugin equal to, I'll use require function to load this plugin. I'll add a new property named plugins. It's an array, and I'll create the new instance of that plugin by saying new HTML Webpack plugin. Keep an eye on our bundle folder. I'll say npm run build. There are two files emitted now, index.html and bundle.js. Inside index.html, there is a script tag added, and that is loading our bundle.js. Let's use Webpack dev server and run this in the browser. I'll say npm install -d webpack -dev -server. This will install the Webpack dev server. In meantime, I'll go to my Webpack config file. I'll say dev server and provide the port number, that is 1234. Of course, this needs to be assigned to the property port. In package.json file, I'll add a new script. I'll name it dev, and value will be webpack space serve. Now in my terminal, I'll run npm run dev. This will start Webpack server. It's running on localhost 1234. Let's open this in the browser. I can see the button here there. I'll open the network tab. I'll refresh this once more. I can see bundle.js file is loaded here. Let's add some styles to this button. Inside our source directory, I'll create a new file named button.css. I'll style the button element. I'll provide padding of 8 pixels and background color, let's say sky blue. I'll set border radius to 4 pixels and I'll set border to none. Let's import this button.css in new index.js. At top of my file, I'll say import button.css. Webpack says it is compiling. Our compilation failed with one error, and the error says we may need an appropriate loader to handle this file. To fix this error, I need to install CSS loader and style loader. I'll say npm install -d CSS loader and style loader. CSS loader converts CSS into a module and style loader injects these styles into the DOM. In config.js, I'll add a new loader by saying module. Module consists of rules. Rules will be an array. I make use of test property. I need to match the file with extension.css. So for dot I need to say backslash. I will make use of use property and apply my loaders, that is style loader and CSS loader. So for all the CSS files, CSS loader will be executed first and then we'll be executing style loader. Let's rerun this now. I'll say npm run dev. Good that there are no errors. I will refresh the page. Our CSS files are loaded successfully and I can see this beautiful button. So in this section, we used mode property to get optimized build. We used entry property to provide the entry path. We used output property to change the output file and the folder name. We used plugins property to load the HTML Webpack plugin. We also ran Webpack dev server. We also added a loader to handle all our CSS file and apply some loader, that is style loader and CSS loader. This is amazing, folks. Now we have basic knowledge to work with Webpack. In our next section, let's build more of a real-world application and use Webpack to bundle it. Thank you.